Greetings, Starseeds and Lightworkers. Ava here, and today we have a great question from Nadja, and they ask, I'm wondering about ways to bring more starseeds together to work collectively. What are some ways to create situations that bring more starseeds together in the same place? This is such a great question, and it really touches on one of the main purposes of why DiYeena has come from what has said thus far. So I'm really excited to hear what she has to say around this question, around starseeds coming together, working collectively together, and how we can do that. All right, so I'm going to go out and put you in touch with the Pleiadians, and if you're new here, welcome. Greetings, this is DiYeena of the Pleiadian Family, and today we are here, what we say always, first and foremost to bring the love, you see. We need to make sure you know that we first and foremost, the love, you see. So this is an excellent question, you see, from one of our viewers here, wants to know, is she feeling the pull, you're feeling the essence of what is coming. So you are what you consider very intuitive and tuning into where we are headed in our planet, and where you are all headed together, you see. And it is in collaboration. You see, it is not in this separation, you see. So if you notice the polarity that is happening on your planet right now, you have very much an efforting toward the separation and pulling apart, you see. And so the opposite is also at play, you see. And that is more the role of the what you call the Lightworkers, Starseed, all these fancy terms you have for people like you see. Isn't that fascinating? You see, and the way that we come together, you see, is to bring more coherence and to bring more collaboration and to bring more the feeling of the unity and the oneness, that we are always connected in that way. And we are, right now it is more like something you know in the mind. It is not something that you feel necessarily in your heart or in your day-to-day experience. So the role then of the starseeds and the light workers is to start to amplify the energetics of the physical form within your own beings. You see, and you can begin to do this just on your own, and then you do it with other light workers, and you do it in smaller groups. Then you make the group bigger and bigger and bigger together. And what you're doing is you are literally collaborating your light. You're collaborating the light and the love within your heart. You see, and so you can use specific practices, but it is very intuitive. Because anybody that is here asking such a question already knows the answer, meaning you already have the tools and the skill sets. You come in with this. This is very, very important for all of you to hear who are tuning into this question, because if you are hearing this question, then you already have what you call the blueprint or the skill set. You come into this planet with that, because that is one of the ways you choose to help, you see, is to give the technology for how to recreate the experience of the oneness in the body, you see, with the others on the planet, you see, because that is what is going to create the what you call the harmony or the resonance or it's going to recalibrate the tuning. It's like a tuning fork, you see. And so when we are all aware of the sounds that we make together, then we are able to play with the sounds. We're able to play with the vibrations. We're able to play with the energetics and with the creation itself, you see. And so then it is more practical when we say you create your own reality. It is not so far-fetched, you see, because you are very much working with these energetics in this way on a very regular basis. So you come here with the ability then to connect in with the hearts of yourself and other light workers that are with you in the room, and you literally feel your own heart first. Everyone feels into their own heart and feels their own light in their heart, you see, and then you can do anything you like to visualize or to feel yourself connecting in to the light and the love within each other, you see. And when you feel the experience in your form of how that grows and amplifies, you see, you can feel this. And this also works when you are not together in the same space, you see. You can do this also what you call virtual or on the line, you see, like we are now, you see. And so you can also do this, you see, but it requires much more fine-tuning of the visualization, you see, because you are literally pulling in the energetics and the blueprint of all of the creation, you see. And so you are really cherry picking, so to speak, the points of creation that you are wanting to tune into, and it requires a little bit more thought and care. But you're feeling the light workers all over your planet, you see, in that way, and you are doing the same thing with the light and the love, you see, and feeling the hearts. And it maybe sounds a little bit what you call it the woo or something like this, you see, but it is very much the foundational practices for how we begin to work with the energetics. You see, if you're not tuned into your own heart and the power that it holds, then it is very difficult to have mastery or even advancement in the other technologies that you have forgotten and are relearning right now. So we have to start with the basics. And so even though it may seem simple, you say, oh, I've done that before and nothing happened, you see. Well, that is because you're not practiced enough then, or you're not remembering, you see. And so it has to be that you are working in this way often, you see, and with intent, with deep intent. You see, and it is only when you are truly working with the feeling energetic spaces in your own form that you are beginning to move the energetics, you see. So this is one way, and it always starts within yourself, you see, and you can do this. And the more people that you have in the process, the easier it becomes, because then it's like this tidal wave versus like sipping a little drink of water out of your own cup, you see. It is a big difference, and it's hard not to feel it, you see. So when you're doing it just by yourself, you can say, is this really working? Or am I just making all of this up, you see? But when you are doing it together, it is no denying. You can feel the force of it, you see, and the power of it. So it is more like turning on, you are turning on, remembering the light switches in your own form and the power that you possess, you see. So this is really important, is this stage of the game with all the light workers is to really remember your own power. At the end of the day, this is what we are saying to you, is you have to remember your own power. Because if you are not going to reclaim your power and use it for why you come, then why you come, you see. This is really the essence, you see, is that you chose to be here right now because of this, because you're asking this question. I think I forgot, I came down here, I remember that we were going to do some fun things, you see, and maybe some, all these things, right? And then you kind of have a little bit amnesia, a little bit sometimes, when you come down to the earth because of the duality and the polarity. And then you forget, you see, why you come, and then you ask the question because you are ready, and it is the timing, you see. So now we are at the point, you see, we're at the point where it is important to remember, it's important to take action, it is important to turn on all of the switches, so to speak, and to reactivate all of the places in the form that need to be reactivated in order to turn on the DNA so that we can begin to ascend into the next dimensionality that we are here to help in the transition of, you see. And so that is what the role of the light workers ultimately is, but we have to start baby steps, you see. And so these baby steps look like getting in tune, literally tuning into your own heart frequency and feeling the sound in the power of the sound of your own heart, you see. And from that space, then you begin to collaborate that with other light workers, and you begin to notice the subtle differences in the tonalities and in the frequencies when you bring together more and more and more. And what begins to happen then is, again, it's like a tidal wave, you see. It's a big energy that begins to transform, you see. So this is how we play in these worlds, you see. And this is a little bit of what we can do right now. Because a lot of it, you see, that the play is playing out, but it requires your actualizing it. You have to tune into it, and you have to actually do it, you see, rather than just thinking, oh yes, that makes sense, this is what we need to do, you see. So this is one way that we can work together, you see. Another way is we've talked a little bit about the gathering into tribal regrouping, you see, into the tribes, like we used to live on the planet a little bit, and many people still do, you see. But in the more developed worlds, you have a little bit forgotten about this part and the importance of it in the flow of the circuitry, not only of your own heart, but of the life flow in general, you see. And so when you are living in the ways of community, you are reactivating that circuitry within yourself, others, and the Mother Earth, you see, and the cosmos, you see. And so you are reactivating that circle of life. And you are retuning yourself with the importance of all of that within creation, you see. And so living together in these small groups, you see, whether it's is a couple families or whether it's many more, you see, you begin to find ways to coexist together and work out those parts of yourself that have the little bit of traumas. You see, you work those things out together, and then we can live a little bit more in the harmonious resonance way, you see, of working with each other. And then we begin to create these little balls of energy, all little pockets of circuitry all over the planet, you see. And these make a big difference. These make a big difference when you are working with the circuitries in a small little way, even a little tiny dot on the planet, you see. It makes a big difference when there's many, 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 many communities doing it all over the planet, you see. So even when you think that you are not making a difference, I promise you that you are. And these are some simple little ways that you can begin to work together. There are many, many more, which we will get into as we begin the unfolding, you see. But these are the first steps, you see. And then as we are living in the communities, there are specific things we can begin to do. And some of you are already doing that and are ready and have the ear to the screen saying, okay, I'm ready for that piece, you see. And others are, I still need to work on feeling my own heart, you see. So there is a spectrum of readiness here, you see. So we are all at where we are at, and we all start where we are at, you see. And so there are different levels, you see. But there are ways to work together wherever you are at. So this is a good question. We love you all very much, very dearly. And we are so grateful for you all. And we love that you are tuning in all the time, you see, coming back and getting a little bit more of the frequencies, you see, because these are the simple ways as well that you can begin collaborating, even though it does not seem like a collaboration. Everyone around you in this little community that we have here on the internet, you see, it's a small but mighty tribe. And we are all tuning into the same Pleiadian frequency right now, you see. And so what that does is it calibrates a specific power in and of itself, you see. And so you are also being upgraded in that way, in a very subtle and loving way. It's very beautiful, you see. So it is very good to continue that as well, you see. Just come back and receive. Just receive, you see, because it comes through even with these little, what you see, the screens, you see. How does that work, you see? That's another time, you see. But we wanted to know that you can still feel the energetics through the technologies that you have. So we can leave it at that for now. And we love you all very much, and we will see you all very soon. Blessings. I trust that message was exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And thank you all so much for joining and being here and being present. And I can't wait to see you all next time. Blessings, and we'll see you soon.